Okay, let's get to a few other stories. There's been a lot of talk from Donald Trump about his record in endorsing people. And it'll be interesting to see with Glenn Youngkin winning in Virginia how much credit Donald Trump takes. Trump taking a moment during his interview with Jeanine Pirro over the weekend to say, I endorsed Youngkin and I endorsed him strongly. I assure you, if Youngkin had lost, Trump would have said, well, I endorsed him, but he didn't really embrace me. Youngkin did win, and presumably Trump's going to take credit there. Trump's record is actually not that great on endorsements, but not only from a numbers standpoint. Trump's also endorsed some really horrible people. One such person appears to be Senate candidate Sean Parnell, who now is accused by his wife of strangling her and beating their children. There's a report in Rolling Stone about this, which says wife of Trump-backed Senate candidate Sean Parnell claims he strangled her, beat their children. Estranged wife Lori Snell also alleged the Republican candidate told her to go get an abortion. Lori Snell, the estranged wife of Pennsylvania Senate candidate Sean Parnell, testified during a court hearing on Monday, alleging that her husband strangled her. Parnell denies this, also made other claims. Her testimony, which alleged both verbal and physical abuse, took place during a hearing in Butler, Pennsylvania, in a child custody proceeding over their 3 children and their divorce case. She had previously sought temporary protective orders against Parnell in 2017 and 2018, although both were later expunged. Former President Donald Trump endorsed Sean Parnell in September for his run in the Republican primary. Parnell is vying for Pennsylvania's open Senate seat in 2022 in what's shaping up to be one of the most hotly contested Senate races next year. That is a big race. She said, he tried to choke me out on a couch, and I literally had to bite him. He was strangling me. In another incident, she claimed Parnell slapped one of the children so hard it left visible fingerprint-shaped welts. She also testified he was verbally abusive. In another incident, she alleged he forced her out of her vehicle and told her to go get an abortion. Now, that's politically relevant because on Parnell's campaign website, he states, I am pro-life. Will always vote to protect the unborn. If true, and these are allegations, if true, it would be another instance of hypocrisy, of a gap between stated values and how they actually live in real life. In a statement issued by the campaign, Parnell denied the allegations and said he would present the truth to the court next week. Let me emphatically state, I have never raised a hand in anger towards my wife or any of our 3 children. What happened today in court was not justice, nor did it have any basis in fact or truth. Now, a lot of people will write to me, they'll say, David, you can't say these things happened. These are allegations which have been refuted, and that's absolutely and completely fine. I'm more interested in the reality, the undeniable reality, that these types of allegations, even when proven credible, no longer torpedo your chances, at least if you're a Republican. We've actually seen, you could argue to a fault over the last decade. The Al Franken incident is arguably one of these. Situations where Democrats hold their own to very different standards than Republicans. And there was a time when something like this would kill your shot at winning, and times have really changed. You could argue that a key moment in this trajectory was when the Access Hollywood tape came out with Donald Trump talking about when you're famous, they just let you do it. You just grab them by the you-know-what. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. There was a time when that could have ended a campaign. Today, it won't even necessarily get Donald Trump to revoke his endorsement of you. For now, Donald Trump has not revoked his endorsement of Sean Parnell. I wouldn't expect him to for the time being. Hell, Sean Parnell could end up being the Republican presidential candidate. This wouldn't even necessarily disqualify him from that. So it is very much the case that the Pennsylvania Senate race is going to be a big, big deal in 2022. The 2022 elections in the United States are going to be wide-ranging and important. There are actually a number of seats, Pennsylvania, Ohio, maybe Missouri, North Carolina, and Alabama, where there are retiring Republican senators. Doesn't mean a Democrat can win, but it at least will not be a Democrat going up against an incumbent, and those are real opportunities. And as we've talked before about the Joe Manchin problem, I continue to say the way to fix the Senate is by flipping some red states blue. It's not by primarying Manchin and then having whoever defeats Manchin, if anybody, lose to a Republican in the general in West Virginia. It's literally not a solution in that it actually gives Republicans an additional seat. So we're going to keep an eye on the Sean Parnell allegations. Another beauty of an endorsement from Donald Trump. These are just allegations for the time being, just important to mention that.